Hi there, everyone. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today um, is the it's not it's a yearly thing that I do. I come to the here to Seattle in do a simple service for Reverend Hideshima and his family. Today's service is a little different because every year I keep wanting to find a way to really honor him, but also respect his decision to become a Christian. And so today's service will be just a little bit different than normal. And so I hope that you'll please still continue to join me today for today's service. So without any further ado, I'll begin with today's graveside service for the late Reverend Hideshima and his wives, Yasoji Hime, which this year happens to be her 90th memorial, which we will celebrate at in San Diego, as well as his second wife, Mumeo Hime. So thank you. So I'm going to turn everything over to the grave. So hopefully you can hear me both, as well as just be able to see the grave as well. Oh, sorry. 拝礼。天津のりと高天の原にかむずまりますかむろぎかむろみのみこともちで、すめみおやかむいざなぎのみことつくしん、日向の立花のどのあわぎ原にみそぎ、洗いたまうときにあれませる腹へどん、狼たちもろもろのまがごと積みけがれを払いたまい、清めたまえと申すことのよしおあまつ、神国津、神青よろずの神たちともに、目の縁駒の耳振り立ててきこしめせと、かしこみかしこみも申す。Reading of the message to Hideshima Sensei and his family. 三代金光様、金光節谷君の代わりて、北米の地、シャトルに来、秀島や宗司、姫、秀島通る、成政寺にちてるイラツオのとともに、教祖イキャミ金光大寺の恩取り次ぎの技を千年に務め、金光教北米の布教功労者、秀島力松の沈めの月の見舞いに、金光教教師、つしみ、やまい、かしこみ、かしこみもまおす。Here at the footsteps of your final resting place, I've come to offer prayers of appreciation, apology, and love. Reverend Hideshima, with great humility, I come before you. In February of 2019, I felt a call to begin research about the Konko Church of Seattle. Like a crazy person, I did so. However, the contempt and animosity in my heart towards you was part of that process in the beginning. Not knowing your past, not knowing what you and your family went through. I held this hate for you only because of two things. One, you left the Konkokyo ministry, and two, you converted to Christianity. As I kept researching and learning, my heart of anger and hate changed to love and compassion for you and your ohana. I came to learn about Yasoji Hime's passing 6 years after your arrival in Seattle. I came to learn about the greater than life Konkokyo minister you dealt with. And as of last year, I came to learn more about this minister, whom sadly I have yet to find forgiveness for. I came to learn about your almost reparation to Japan. I also came to learn about your son Toru and his partner, and the evils Michiko had faced. Every new thing I learned and found, I shared with Reverend Kyoji Konko, Reverend Koichi Konko, and the Konko Church of Amagi. It was Kyoji Sensei who continuously encouraged me to continue researching and learning as much as I could about you, except for two things. As you asked, I have not shared where your final resting place is. And two, in keeping my promise to Reverend Kyoji Konko, I have not shared, nor will I, the documents I received from the National Archives that share the pain and anguish your family went through due to one minister in the North American diocese. Sensei, as you know, I wrote to Albert Akira in order to learn more about you. He shared with me the key about you, Psalm 139. I have read that psalm over and over again, and I realize that the two of us are very much alike. I realize just how beautiful yet honest and powerful that message is. I even related to it. I believe that with every step I took to find you, it was you who guided me ultimately finding you and having your first service 2 years ago. I believe it was you who encouraged me not to give up and to take the next steps. And for that, I am extremely humbled. Of all the qualified and wonderful ministers here in North America, Hawaii, and Japan, I do not know why you chose me. I do not know why you called me. And I bow my head in humility and appreciation to you. For the past 2 years, I've apologized to you, and I must continue to apologize for the many years of hate I held in my heart towards you. Sensei, my apology is one that you do not have to accept. And when I learned that you left the ministry and converted to Christianity, I judged you. I condemned you. And I had nothing but animosity and loathing for you. I felt you had betrayed Tenchi Kanokami and I wanted nothing to do with you. Even when your name was uttered, I refused to listen to what anyone had to say. And for that, I sincerely apologize. There are truly no words that can erase the hurt that I placed upon your heart. And there are no words to truly apologize for the stupidity and arrogance, my stupidity and arrogance, my ignorance and indignation. Your calling, your beckoning, it changed me. It changed my heart towards you, and I got to meet your family. And as per your request, Toru, Harold, and Michiko have all been kaishiki. Their names, as well as their posthumous names, have been registered with Konkokyo headquarters. They live on and are honored at the Konko Church of San Diego. Now, every time I hear your name, I want to learn more about you. Every time your name is uttered, I have nothing but aloha and compassion for you and your ohana. I thank you for your missionary work here on the continental United States. Unlike those who immigrated for labor reasons, you recognize that you were different. And you realize that the struggles you served were different from what you were going through. That in itself tells the tale of a man and a minister that you are. With humility and appreciation, I thank you for calling me, working for and with me, guiding me, and hearing my requests. I do not speak for Konkokyo headquarters, nor do I speak for the North American Diocese of Konkokyo. However, I do speak for myself, and I do speak for ministers such as Reverend Kyoji Konko, Bishop Koichi Konko, Reverend Reiko Yano, and Reverend Edna Matsuoka, when I share my heart of love and appreciation to you, Yasoji Hime, and Mumeo Sensei. We thank you for your courage stepping out of your comfort zone to share Konko Daijin's faith with the people here in Seattle in North America. Sensei, you came with only your beloved wife, Yasoji, and Toru as your support. You had no other family members and were dependent solely on Tenchi Kanokami. As it is written in Psalm 139, quote, "Where can I go from your spirit? Where can I leave from your presence? If I go to the heavens, you are there. And if I make my bed in the depths, you are there. If I rise on the wings of the dawn, if I settle on the far side of the sea, even there your hand will guide me. Your right hand will hold me fast. If I say, quote, surely the darkness will hide me and the light become night around me, end quote, even the darkness will not be dark to you. The night will shine like the day, for darkness is as light to you, end quote." This was surely your faith. And quote, "Surely in the darkness," end quote, "I thank you for the courage and strength for standing up to the bully who tried to separate you and your family before the war did, who tried to intimidate and humiliate you in front of your congregation and the community you served. Furthermore, as I've come to learn, you sacrificed yourself against the bully, making sure and ensuring the faith in Seattle was not tainted with the stench of Japanese nationalism. The lies, the vitriol, the malice you endured from the bully, you took on in your own humble way. For that, I thank you. As Psalm 139 states, even quote, even in the darkness will be dark to you. The night will shine like the day, for darkness is as light to you. End quote. Sensei, I apologize on behalf of those who bullied and intimidated you. Sensei, you are a shining example of, quote, rising on the wings of the dawn. Where God's hand will guide me, your right hand will hold me fast, end quote. You are a model example of what a Konkokyo minister is supposed to be. You are my hero. Your heart was truly one of service, not just to the Japanese community, but you wanted to share our beautiful faith with anyone who needed to be heard and saved. And Kami-sama helped you by becoming close with the Reverend and Mrs. Hideshima of the Maruyama Church. Oops, sorry. Mada wattemasen. I'm not quite finished. Yasuoji Hime, it was you who changed my heart towards your husband. After learning of you and how much your husband loved you, my heart of cold melted. The author of an article in the Taihoku Shimpo stated the pain and sadness that the church and its believers are going through will find healing through the power of love. This statement must have touched your husband greatly, as his sermon for your 100-day ceremony was entitled, Even in the Midst of Hardship, Love Never Stops. You were his greatest support when you first arrived in Seattle. The kindness that you extended to the believers and those outside of the church, and the affection you showered on your 3 beautiful children shall never be forgotten. And we thank you from the bottom of our hearts. This year marks your 90th anniversary since your passing. And please know that at the San Diego Church, we will honor you on the day of your passing. Mumio Sensei, I cannot imagine what it must have been like to come to America not having a full command of the English language and coming to a strange place. However, you entered the role not only as the second wife of Reverend Nikimatsu Hideshima, but also the mother to 3 children. The world would soon change around you, as you and your family would be thrown into internment camps. And towards the end of World War II, you almost lost your husband a second time to repatriation, if it were not for a lawsuit that prevented that from happening. You went through a great deal. You supported your husband, much like Yasoji Hime did. And for that, we thank you for your love and dedication. I must apologize once again to all of you, all 3 of you. Last year, I arrogantly stated that, quote, please know that it will not be the last. I know that after this, Reverend Robert Giuliletti and Bishop Amy Uzume-chin will find their way to you. Others will follow. And although the 3 of you are humble, you will be treated as ikigami for the sacrifice, dedication, love, determination, sincerity, and hope that you showered upon those who came into contact with. End quote. However, Hideshima Sensei, that night after the first service, as I was about to share your information with the North American Diocese ministers, you stopped me, asked me not to reveal where you were located. I asked why. And you stated, quote, with everyone knowing you are doing this service, if they really cared, they would ask, end quote. That time I was shocked by your words. However, your words ring painfully true every single day. Till today, only Robert Giuliletti has come to your graveside. I apologize for my arrogance. Sadly, I cannot apologize for others. However, I pray that as long as I am healthy and able to do it, time, finances, and health, I will continue to do your yearly graveside service. With every visit, I will make sure you, Yasoji Hime, and Mumeo Sensei will be visited. The service is not much, it is simple. However, along with Reverend Kyoji Konko, Bishop Koichi Konko, Reverend Eiko Yano, and Reverend Edna Matsuoka, in our hearts know that words alone can never express our gratitude for the three of you. It is with the greatest humility, sincerity, and appreciation that I end this prayer. Please know that this will not be my final visit. Please know that you will never be forgotten. Me ke aloha pumehana. Mahalo. Haide. Reading of Psalm 139. You have searched me, Lord, and you know me. You know when I sit and when I rise. You perceive my thoughts from afar. You discern my going out and my lying down. You're familiar with all of my ways. Before a word is on my tongue, you, Lord, know it completely. You hem me in behind and before. You lay your hand upon me. Such knowledge is too wonderful for me, too lofty for me to obtain. Where can I go from your spirit? Where can I flee from your presence? If I go to the heavens, you are there. If I make my bed in the depths, you are there. If I rise on the wings of the dawn, if I settle on the far side of the sea, even there your hand will guide me. Your right hand will hold me fast. If I say, surely the darkness will hide me, and the light become night around me, even the darkness will not be dark to you. The night will shine like the day, for darkness is as light to you. For you created my innermost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you because I am fearful and wonderfully made. Because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well. My frame was not hidden from you. When I was made in the secret place, when I was woven together in the depths of the earth, your eyes saw my unformed body. All the days ordained for me were written in your book, before one of them came to be. How precious to me are your thoughts, God, for vast is some of them. Were I to count them, they would outnumber the grains of sand. When I awake, I am still with you. If only you, God, would slay the wicked away from me, who are bloodthirsty. They speak of you with evil intent. Your adversaries misuse your name. But do I not hate those who hate you, Lord, and abhor those who are in rebellion against you? I have nothing but hatred for them. I count them my enemies. But search me, God, and know my heart, and test me and know my anxious thoughts. See if there is any offensive way in me, and lead me in the way of everlasting. 感謝いたします。まだ好きかけて祈らないよ、世の親。親の御親の神の支配よ。まだ好きかけて祈らないよ、世の親。親の御親の神の支配よ。As I've done for the past 2 years, Hideshima Sensei, I will once again read the message given by Reverend Kyoji Konko. 元金光教シャトル協会初代協会長、秀島力松先生の見舞いに、謹で申し上げます。私は1992年から1993年、本教の海外研修生として渡米して後、北米布教師に関する聴取調査、資料収集のため、再度渡米して後に、秀島力松先生の布教の軌跡を中心的に盛り込んだ教学研究論文に 求めさせていただいた金光教本部在籍教師、金光教授と申します。秀島力正先生は天城教会在籍教師として、親先生のご信心、ご共同いただかれ、1928年から米国シャトル教会で御用されることとなり、布教頭発から信者さん方に喜ばれ、教勢は拡大されていました。しかし、布教に3年後から、先生が渡米されるずっと前から、稼ぎ目的で渡米していた日本人移民の信者さん方々から戦争不況は次第に受け入れられなくなっていきました。秀島先生は渡米3年後から金光教徒地上に不当の後と課題する文章を何度となくとされています。渡米5年後、1933年には砕かれいくものというタイトルの文書を投稿されています。日米開戦後は、旧世収容所で抑留生活を余儀なくされ、抑留中に出会われたキリスト教の蔡牧師に惹かれていき、シャトルに戻られて後に洗礼を受けられ、キリスト教に改宗なさいました。後に先生は秀島古宗という画号で、北米日本人100年スクラに、スーツケース型も古びで、人愛にまみれ、まみれつ、苦闘の後、まざまざと読まれています。私は先生の読まれたことのお歌にこそ、先生の金光教布教者とされての御用のすべてが凝縮されていると受け止めています。型の古びたスーツケース、不当の月まざまざと先生がお読みになる不当体験にこそ、米国における布教の課題が凝縮されており、秀島戦争後に北米の地位で布教にあたる金光教教師は全員、戦争を体験された不当の責を追体験し、理解する必要があると考えています。秀島力松先生が米国飛行で体験された苦闘とは、どのような苦闘の好きであったのかと理解させていただいた上で、在米日教師は布教の御用にあたるべきであると考えております。秀島先生は、布教2年目の1930年当時、米国布教の現在は内地布教の延長に他なざるが、ごときかなるも将来いつしか米人布教となって現れるべき素地を作りつつあるのと述べられています。90年以上前に先生がおっしゃった将来の米人布教は今日実現のものになり、アメリカ、ハワイ、カナダ、ブラジルでは現地生まれの金光教教師が生まれています。在米教師は内地布教の延長のようと言われた当時の布教が今日どのような布教の措置になっているのかと理解した上で、布教の御用にあたるべきであると考えております。秀島先生の苦闘の責に象徴される体験には、それほどに重い、それほどに深い内容があるからです。しかしながら、秀島先生と体験を意味を、私の論文では十分に究明できておらず、また北米教団も、金光教団としても、まだその実態を明らかにできておりません。そのことをお詫び申し上げます。先生が米国布教で体験された苦闘の意味を明らかにさせたことが、先生の苦闘の責への最大のお礼につながると信じ、その究明に努め、金光教北米教団の布教功労者とお称えするもと 金光教シャトル協会長、秀島力松先生のご霊前に、その内容をお備え、報告させなける日が一日も早く来ると、金光の地位から祈っています。十字架の霊墓前に、掃除姫、無名王と共に眠られている元金光教シャトル協会、初代協会長、秀島力松先生に、神金光大臣を取り次ぎのもをもって、今月今日、お届けさせていただきます。令和4年、2022年3月23日、金光教本部在籍教師、金光教授。ございました。はいで、ああ、Hi there. Thank you for so much for joining me today. I know for those of you on Instagram Live, it was kind of hard to hear me because of the wind and the airplane noises and everything. So I do apologize for that. I misplaced the adapter to put the other speaker thing in so that you could hear me. But thank you all for joining me. You know, there's so much that every year I seem to learn something about Hideshima Sensei. And this particular year, I think, well, last year, I think the biggest thing that I came to learn is that he really saved Konkokyo here in Seattle, at least here in Seattle, from Japanese nationalism. You know, one of the biggest things about Hideshima Sensei is that he never believed that this faith was just for Japanese or Japanese Americans. He believed that this faith had to go beyond that. His will was he wanted to share this so badly with everybody that he was teaching and training his son Toru to help him. Unfortunately, one of the biggest obstacles in his life was a bully. Of all things, a minister, another Konkokyo minister who was a bully. And it's very unfortunate that that was his reality. But Sensei was such a huge man, big man. He's such an amazing man. You know, he lies were shared to Kongokyo headquarters about him from this bully. People began not believing him, but would rather believe the bully because of this individual being who they were. You know, unfortunately, I don't doubt that Hideshima Sensei could find forgiveness for this bully in his heart, because that's just the kind of person he is. Having come to learn more about who Hideshima Sensei is, you know, I really want to become a minister like him. Yet I have something holding me back, and that is a great deal of contempt, a great deal of rancor, distrust towards this bully. I have so much to learn from Hideshima Sensei still. But I think this is why I've made this commitment once a year to do this graveyard service for him and try to make it one where I can honor his wife Yasoji, who's still Konkokyo, but also Hideshima Sensei and his wife Umeo Sensei, who both received baptism. So I want to thank all of you for joining me, because Hideshima Sensei truly, truly deserves so much more accolades than he gets. And that's just from me. So thank you very much for joining me today. I truly appreciate all of you being here with me here in beautiful Seattle. I can't believe, like, it's cloudy all around me and the sun is just shining down right here. So I hope this is Kami-sama accepting and Hideshima-sama accepting this simple, simple service. But thank you once again for joining me, all of you. Mahalo.